Ever walked into a store and felt like you were in a horror movie with salespeople lurking around every corner? That's right, we're talking about fear tactics. Picture this. You're casually browsing when suddenly a salesperson jumps out brandishing a limited-time offer like a chainsaw-wielding villain. Their mission? To make you sweat, to make you buy that product you don't really need. It's a spooky sales pitch, isn't it? So next time you feel like you're in a horror movie at the store, remember, it's just a fear tactic. And then there's the world of politics, where fear tactics are as common as campaign promises. Picture this. It's election season. Politicians and their teams are working round the clock, crafting messages to sway the hearts and minds of voters. At the heart of their strategies often lie fear tactics. It's a tool as old as politics itself, used to stir up emotions and influence decision-making. Fear, after all, is a powerful motivator. It's a primal instinct, a survival mechanism that can make us act quickly, sometimes without thinking. Politicians know this. They know that if they can make us afraid, they can guide our choices, our votes, and our actions. So how does it work? Let's imagine a fictional scenario. A politician might warn of dire consequences if their opponent is elected. They might paint a bleak picture of the future, filled with economic decline, social unrest, and threats to personal safety. The more vivid the picture, the more potent the fear. But here's the catch. While fear can spur us into action, it can also cloud our judgment. We might be more likely to believe misinformation that aligns with our fears. We might overlook important details or fail to question the validity of the claims being made. In the heat of the moment, fear can make us susceptible to manipulation. So what can we do about it? Awareness is a good start. Recognizing when fear is being used as a tool can help us take a step back, to question the information we're being presented with, to seek out other sources and to make more informed decisions. Remember, it's okay to feel fear. It's a natural response to perceived threats. But in politics, as in life, it's important not to let fear dictate our choices. Instead, we should strive to make decisions based on facts, logic, and our own values. Fear tactics in politics? More common than you might think, but knowledge is the first step to seeing through the manipulation. Fear doesn't just show up in stores and politics, it can creep into our personal relationships too. Let's imagine a situation. You're at a family gathering and your cousin, who you've always had a competitive relationship with, starts talking about how successful they've become. They hint at how you could be just as successful if you followed their advice, subtly instilling fear that you're being left behind. This is a classic fear tactic, creating a sense of inadequacy and then offering a solution, just to gain control or influence. Fear can also sneak into romantic relationships. Perhaps you've been in a situation where your partner threatens to leave every time a disagreement arises. This approach, often called fear of abandonment, is a manipulative tactic used to control the other person's actions or decisions. It's a way of saying, do as I say or face the consequences. Even in friendships, fear tactics can be used. A friend might spread rumors or share secrets, creating a fear of social isolation. This tactic can be used to manipulate behavior, to make someone comply with their wishes out of fear of being excluded or ostracized. Recognizing these fear tactics in personal relationships is the first step towards empowerment. It's not about pointing fingers or blaming, but about understanding the dynamics at play. It's about being able to say, I see what's happening here and I won't let fear dictate my actions. Responding to fear tactics assertively is crucial. You can express your feelings without aggression or passivity, stating your boundaries clearly and respectfully. For instance, you could say, I understand your perspective, but I don't agree. I need to do what's best for me. In the end, it's about maintaining your sense of self, your autonomy, and your emotional well-being. It's about not letting fear control your decisions, your relationships, or your life. Remember, recognizing fear tactics in relationships empowers you to maintain your boundaries and assert your needs. To help us understand fear tactics better, we've got some insights from experts in the field. Now let's dive into some wisdom from the pros. We spoke with psychologists and persuasion experts who've spent years studying the art of influence. One fascinating point they shared is how fear tactics often rely on creating a sense of urgency or danger. You know, that feeling of act now or else. It's a powerful motivator, but it doesn't always lead us to make the best decisions. Our experts also emphasize the importance of staying calm in the face of fear. When we're scared, our brain goes into fight or flight mode, which isn't exactly conducive to rational thought. But if we can learn to recognize this reaction and take a step back, we can respond to fear tactics more effectively. One practical tip they suggested is to ask questions. If something seems designed to scare you into action, ask yourself, what's the other side of this story? Or what might they be trying to distract me from? This can help you see beyond the fear and make a more informed decision. Another key insight is that fear often plays on our insecurities. By understanding our own vulnerabilities, we can be better prepared to resist manipulation attempts that exploit them. With these expert insights, we're all a bit better equipped to spot and respond to fear tactics. So, we've seen fear tactics in action and we've heard from the experts. What's next? Well, the next step is empowerment, and that begins with knowledge. Understanding the mechanics of fear, how it can be manipulated and used against us, is the first step towards liberation. It's about recognizing the patterns, the over-the-top scenarios, the dramatic music, the urgent messages designed to make our hearts race and our rational minds shut down. But here's the catch. Fear loses its power when we expose it to the light of understanding. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly, the terrifying shadows shrink back into ordinary objects. And just like that, fear tactics can go from intimidating to laughable. So let's take this knowledge, this newfound power, and use it. Share your experiences, spread awareness, and help others see through the fear. Remember, knowledge is power. The more we know about fear tactics, the better we can respond to them. Stay empowered, stay informed, and share this knowledge with others.